So Joe Biden was doing a speech at the church in South Carolina, and during his speech, he was interrupted by the pro-Palestine protesters calling for the ceasefire. Let's take a look. If you really care about the lives lost here, then you should honor the lives lost and call for a ceasefire in Palestine. Ceasefire! Ceasefire! Ceasefire!
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
Oh my god, these liberals! This is just blue MAGA. Like, oh my god. See, this is so cringy. Like, this is my like second or third time watching this, but it's so cringy. I can't deal with. So obviously, like most of the audience in Biden's speech is obviously favorable towards Biden, I guess. Um, and they want 4 more years of what? Like the protesters just told you that Biden is literally supporting a genocide. They're not making this up. This is truth. 20,000 dead Palestinians, and but Biden's gonna say that he's doing everything he can to just stop this genocide, but that's not true. Um, like former why this is why people call you blue MAGA. Like if you so Biden's favorability rating is like very low, like it's been the lowest it's ever been, and Trump's favorability rating is also very low. So that's why like this election is a mess. It's like the Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump in 2016. Back then people thought it can't get much worse than this. Like Hillary is was and still is very disliked by many of the people because she's just a boring establishment politician that doesn't care about anything. And Trump is obviously a racist goon, so people already hated him back then, but a lot of people hate him right now because he's obviously still a racist in the white supremacist, and he's also an insurrectionist. Now he's been charged with multiple criminal charges, so like a lot of people hate him, but like he has this cultist GOP support base, so that's why he can win the primary, and he's gonna have to go to the general election. And same story goes to Biden, right? His favorability rating is like all-time low among Democrats, Republicans, and Independents. So, but they're like the Democratic establishment just decided that Biden's gonna be the nominee, and the primary is not being covered much enough because these establishment media also decided that Marianne Williamson and Dean Phillips, they're just not serious candidates, and Biden's just gonna be the nominee. So, Democratic Party being very very undemocratic here. So this 4 more years of what? Like 4 more years of genocide, 4 more years of like this petty healthcare reform. We don't even have public option yet. No universal healthcare, obviously. 4 more years of like very very slow climate change policies, like approving Willow project, not doing the bare minimum we need to save the planet, or like 4 more years of what? Like if you ask like a normal people, normal Americans, like have you benefited anything from Biden administration? And to be fair, he has been doing somewhat decently in terms of economic policies. He tried to pass the BBB, but obviously Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema, those like centrist Democrats refused to vote for it, and it's very trimmed down, and like it's not as good as it could have been, but still he got the infrastructure bill passed. And he's been doing, in terms of like labor policies, he's been doing somewhat decently. But right now obviously Biden's numbers are dropping because of his support in the genocide in Gaza. So obviously people are waking up, and if you look at the numbers, the young people are obviously very very pro-Palestine. And so like 4 more years, no, I can't. Okay, I didn't mean to like interrupt this video on this early, but I just can't. Like 4 more years, no. Okay, let's finish the video. funny that Biden himself like looks kind of uncomfortable here. Like, yeah, he knows it. Like, his numbers are dropping, and protesters just coming to his face. Yeah, this has happened before. Like Biden being interrupted. Yeah, this should happen.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Look, folks, I understand their passion, and I've been quietly working.
Not.
With the Israeli government to get them to reduce and significantly get out of Gaza. I'm using all that I can to do that.
It's not true. See, so this is not true. As I've been saying, there's an ongoing genocide in Gaza right now. Israel's doing it, and U.S. keeps supplying the weapons to Israel. Like, if you are real about stopping the genocide, you can just threaten Netanyahu to just stop the genocide, just use it for the purposes of self-defense, or else we'll stop sending the weapons to you. But he's not doing that. He's just, I support your fight against Hamas, and maybe it's a little bit bad that you're doing a genocide. Yeah, I think it will be a little better if you just stop doing that. But like, Israel is completely ignoring him. There was like, I believe an Israeli official that said that like they think that Americans are supporting their self-defense against Hamas, but we're just gonna do what we are doing in terms of the strategies in Gaza. So like, they're not gonna stop genocide, and the US has like vetoed this. In UN Security Council, there was multiple humanitarian pause or humanitarian ceasefire. I believe that was the word. They tried to pass this like resolution to call for a humanitarian ceasefire in Israel-Gaza conflict, but US vetoed it. USA is one of the 5 countries that has the power to veto it. So USA is the Americans. America, like Biden administration is like literally blocking the way towards peace. So like, he tries to posture as like, when the camera's on, like, yeah, I don't like that fact that Israel's doing a genocide. Well, he doesn't say genocide, but it's sad that there are a lot of civilian casualties in Gaza. But if you look at what Biden's doing in actuality, in action, like, it's clear that he's not believing that the genocide should stop, because he's literally sending weapons as the genocide is happening. Like, he's not even calling for the ceasefire. The Biden administration is vetoed this humanitarian ceasefire resolution multiple times in the UN. So it's clear that Biden's not serious about ending this genocide. And in order for Biden to win, obviously, like, GOP is gonna nominate Trump in 2024. I think that's like 95% sure. Nikki Haley is like a little bit surging, but she doesn't have the capacity to just catch up to where Trump is. I don't think that's gonna happen. But in terms of like Democratic primary, Biden's like unfortunately like 50 points ahead of Marianne Williamson, because the establishment media just ignores the fact that if the primary is even happening, they cover a lot of that on GOP side, but on Democratic side, they don't even try to cover it. There's a like ballot access is being denied in multiple states for everyone except for Biden. So very undemocratic things that Democratic Party are doing. So very hypocritical and dishonest of them. But sadly, like, it's likely that Biden's gonna be the nominee. Although I will obviously vote for Marianne Williamson and try to make her the nominee, and by spreading her support. But I know it's a very, very low chance that she's gonna win. But so like, Biden, if you want to win, like, you already lost a lot of support by supporting a genocide that's been going on for like what? It's happened in October, so it's already 3 months now, right? So yeah, it's already too late. Like, I don't know how he can beat Trump, honestly. Like, maybe like Trump's numbers will go down as the election gets closer. I hope that happens. Obviously, Trump's I mean Biden's the lesser of the two evils, so I might vote for him. But I mean I probably vote for him when he if he's the nominee, and because we can't risk losing a democracy. The youth support for Biden is very low right now because of this genocide, and support among Arab Americans is very low. And in Michigan, like how Arab Americans vote is kind of important because the areas like Detroit, and this is the area where I grew up in, so I know, like, as a fact, like, just not just as a number, I know that there are a lot of like Arab Americans there. I had Arab American friends when I lived there, so like how they vote is very important because there are a lot of Arab Americans in Michigan, which is a swing state. So he needs to just stop supporting this genocide, just threaten Netanyahu that if he's not gonna stop genocide, just Biden will stop sending arms to them. But I know he's not gonna do that. So Biden supporting the genocide, and he should be heckled like this at every speech, honestly. So there you have it.